Hello, my name is Fox. I'm Fox, and this is episode 9 and 10 of Iyanu. The episode titled The Source, part 1 and 2. And this is the finale of season 1 of Iyanu. And I would have liked more of this. Like she gets like god armor and like a bow and like I don't know. I guess like maybe like okay. It hints at some cool things for the next season. Anyways, let's first get with the story. Corrupted emus have fire breath. Yeah. they shoot fire out of their mouths. Pretty much, you know, the evil corrupted, they start busting in. They start busting in while Iyanu's making her way up the mountain. This guy has a big speech saying like how everyone has to stand together to fight the corrupted. And I always said like, oh wait, can the corrupted soldiers be reasoned with? But then the corrupted soldiers are like, no, we follow this guy. And they're like, okay, well, you're going to jail. And now it's on. Because Iyanu then is making up the mountain, and the mountain's doing everything to stop her from creating, like, rock pillars out of the ground to try to stop in front of, Ekon. Hold on. I want to see if it shows the corrupted beasts. I still don't care about your side of the story. Also, I feel it weird that the corrupted still can think most of the time. Like, and like, he's like, we still answer the noodle. And I'm just like, I don't know. I feel like they shouldn't. Like, I feel like that should be reserved for, I don't know, beings who can, like, hold back the corruption a little bit more, maybe. But whatever. So anyways, they're trying to get there, and the gods seem to be trying to stop her. And here's the thing, like, everything I would want out of, like, a series like this, they kind of give in this episode. Like, there's a giant bird that has a rainbow halo over its head. And, like, it has different powers. It's like, what is that about? Kind of, like, added with, like kind of what Ekon is. Like, if you're gonna give me a fantastical world, give me a fantastical world. Especially if you're gonna give me like, okay. Let's say, so like we have Ekon, who's a giant jaguar? Leopard, jaguar, that shoots like, he has atomic breath. Okay, cool. Then we have this giant ass bird. We have this giant ass like shoe build whatever bird that has a halo that shoots electricity. But anyways, and then it gets destroyed, and then it's like this lion. Is it a lion? A fire lion pops up. It's like, holy shit, that's cool. And then, like, I'm trying to think if there was anything also that more of these little animated anime segments where I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm digging this a lot. But, okay, so there's that. You can never tell him I said that. And then you have these flying beetle spiders. Any ideas on how? Also, while this is all going on, everyone here is trying to fight back, like, the corrupted soldiers that are following the vizier with his weed lamp. I don't know. Do you have a secret? They have kind of a back and forth. These guys create a barrier, which, okay. Okay, so let's first talk about the magical creatures first. Before we get to this, the magical creatures again, fiery god. Like let's say that all of these are godlike beings, like god animals. You have Akon, you have the shoe build halo bird, you have the fire lion, you have what do you call it? The beetle spiders. Like, you have all these things, okay? Those are, let's call them wonder creatures. Those are wonder creatures. Creatures of great power. They should then make the corrupted beings have some kind of corrupted forms. And the higher the corruption, the more like power or more twisted creatures they are. Like there's like a corrupted jaguar. There's, maybe the elephant has like tusks that are like vines that kind of whip out or some shit. Like they have like different abilities that are like corrupted versions of like the Wonder Beasts. Hey, Wonder Beast. Like something like that. Like something that's odd enough, but also like fantasy wise. Because again, I still don't really know what other than right now where we suddenly see an ostrich shooting fire breath, and I don't think we even got to that yet. Actually, that might have been in the very beginning. I'll rewind it later. But like, there should be more like that. Like, make the corrupted like false wonders, false wonder beasts. Oh yeah, it is the beginning. It's right here. They're laughing. There's this gorilla with a scar in his eye. I want to know what his backstory is. The freaking turtle. I guess he didn't get the teleporting powers. Like, mind you, all the red eyes are cool, but also, what's stopping them from just stabbing the shit out of a monkey? Yeah, see? Ostriches shooting fire out of their mouths. But yeah, like, I feel like there should be more from that corruption. Like, we should have seen more of that. We should have maybe seen these guys become more than just ashy and red-eyed and angry. Like right now, there shouldn't really stop to listen. They should just be, like, attacking them. Like, I don't know, it feels weird. But in any case, so yeah, but there's that whole thing. And Iyanu's trying to get to the top of the mountain again. These guys are trying to block the way. And I'm not going to show it all, but okay. So they create a barrier. You're thinking like, oh, does this like cover the entire mountain? Does it cover like a long like ways around? But no! It covers this tiny bit of shit. Which, mind you, later on, they're like somewhere up there where there's like a drop. Which one right here, I'm thinking like, okay, these guys, I feel like, yeah, that's a distance. But I feel like with teamwork, they can easily get up here pretty damn easily. I'm not sure if you can even see that with the lights and stuff, but like, kind of. Like, I feel like they should be able to get up here pretty damn easily, just go around the barrier while the good guys are stuck in their little barrier by themselves. Like, you get what I'm saying? But no. But also, like, you think like, well, maybe they can't. But here's the thing. Characters find themselves, like, even when they eventually blow the bridge, and like, which is like a little bit more up there, I guess it's probably like this area here. When they blow the bridge to try to block it off, and it's like, no one can get across! Even like the main bad guy goes, like, he takes over the mind of the vizier, and he's like, I'll get me over there, and he just floats over. And then it turns out, not only did the captain, the guard dad, Captain Guard Dad, not only does, after his fight with Big Mace Dude, after that fight happened, he was with a fight with them, and they're like, we're having like, oh, so they eventually like break through that barrier. But eventually, when they have this big old fight, and like the dude just like they're doing like these kick flip shit, like if you've ever watched a Power Rangers movie where they're like a classic Power Rangers movie where it's like, and like they just do like yeah, and they just start doing random flips and shit. Like, think of that, but an entire fight, and it's just like ha 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 ha, and then they go your fire ant style is too strong, is a fool. You know, it's like your turtle style is of a coward, and your fire ant style is of a fool. And it's like, you guys have fighting styles? All I'm seeing you do is just do random ass flying fucking kicks. Like, I don't know. Like, and then, anyways, Iyanu gets trapped in the thing. Anyways, so yeah, they have a whole big fight. The dad breaks the dude's leg, kind of. He's like, oh shit, I'll be back. He hobbles away. But that's technically later. But yeah, they do this. Shield is broken. These guys have this big old fight on the opposite side of the barrier, opposite side of the bridge, mind you. So they're not anywhere with the other people. They have a big old fight. He breaks his mask. There's the bridge. They blow up. Again, these guys are fighting off from somewhere else. They're not with the other groups on the other side of the bridge. Yeah, she doesn't believe in herself. She eventually has to believe in herself to be able to break free of all this. We'll get to Iyanu stuff in a minute. Eventually she does beat it, and then oh yeah, Ekon has a Mufasa moment, goes, remember who you are, Simba Iyanu.
I am not alone. I am the chosen.
And the thing is, I know what they're going for, and I just don't feel it that much with this. But anyways, Mountain eats her. She has to learn to fight. She calls a bunch of sand vines, and I'm like, I feel like those are sand, not vines. But anyways, barrier, they have a plan to destroy the bridge. This guy sees his sister throughout her life.
Enough of this.
Bad guy takes over. Okay, here's the other bit. Because again, Dad and Deep Guy are fighting off on the other side. So where those guys are coming from, that's where they're fighting still. And so their idea is to blow the bridge with these magic crystals. Not only do they not blow up the entire bridge, they only blow up this section. Though they do later on say, show like the entire thing is destroyed, even though it wasn't. See, look, there's like a big ass gap. There was a little big ass gap there. So they fall in the water, throw another crystal, and they blow this up right next to these guys, which I guess was supposed to be like, it exploded and sent the water going that way with the explosion. But all I'm thinking is, these guys are point blank face of this explosion. They are dead. Like, that's a big-ass explosion they took to the face. And look, and like, he made it across anyways. The bridge is now destroyed. These guys have the whole flippy fight bullshit. Let me see. Wait, I don't know why they're like... I think that's like the only punch that they actually give. Cause other than that, the entire time they're doing like these kicks. Let me see. And I don't know, like maybe I'm blind, but their martial arts that they're doing, I don't know. I don't know if it is a martial arts or not, or if it's just action, which there is a difference. See, like, look, kick, shield, kick. Kick! Well, I guess that was trying to hit him with the mallet. Which, it's a decent But, like, I don't know, it's like, really? Just all kicks. No punching whatsoever. Until, like, the very... And then, fire ant style. Oh, water ant. And then he does this bullshit. Not bullshit, but he does this, like, attack. Also, his mask comes off. Dude looks badass. Trips. Flips. Break your leg.
My legs. One other one.
Anyways, and he hobbles off.
Meet again. I promise.
Okay, Immaculate. Get your ass out of here. Anyways, she confuses sand for vines. She realizes she has to tap into all of her powers to get up the mountain.
You must be able to feel the energy within plants.
Accesses all the powers, uses it. She's like, it looks like she's fully mastered her powers.
Please, let me
She convinces it by almost letting herself die. And then, they're happy. Ekon has, like, the most emotions he's ever had this entire show.
I know.
And then the gods give her an elevator.
Amazing.
Also, I like this part.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
That's pretty funny. And then
I've got everything.
makes it to the top.
This is the... Is that... someone?
Hello, my daughter.
And Iyanu is apparently the daughter of an Eternal. Tell me that doesn't look like an Eternal's armor. Come on now. Like, okay, so... Also, it's weird, because I feel like 90% of, like, everything that has been going on with Iyanu and stuff like that, like outfits, clothing-wise, they've tried to keep it all very much, like, quote-unquote authentic. I imagine, or at least kind of like, like the clothing, I'd imagine they're supposed to be like, the African kind of clothing. And I feel it's weird that they then just gave one of the gods a spacesuit. Like a superhero, like Wakanda-esque space, like Black Panther spacesuit. Which, mind you, I like Black Panther, don't get me wrong. But I'm just like, and especially because all the times we've seen the gods, none of the gods wear an outfit like this. They all wear, like the bad guy has, like, he looks like he's just wearing, like, the regular, like, robes kind of thing. And, like, really? This is where we give some fantastical bullshit? Okay. But also, on that same note, I don't know if I like Iyanu having a biological mom. Because, the idea that she's just found in a tree, I'm like, okay, I can believe that. Fine. Like, she's, like, either, like, a new god or, like, almost like a creation. Because then, like, you even can have, like, ideas of, like, what does that necessarily mean? Like, once the Chosen One's mission is over, what does that mean for Iyanu? Like, does she exist after that? What is her purpose after that? Does she have a purpose? But it says, no, like, that's her mom. And then, like, the next episode, Iyanu then says, like, I always wanted to know who my mother is. And I'm just like, did you? I'm trying to remember in this entire 10 episodes if you ever brought up wanting to know who your mother is. We'll stop there. But whoever your mother is. But okay. But anyways, bad guy. But so she goes up to the source where it's apparently the source of her power. Which I was like, okay. And the mom gives her a choice. Which I'm confused why the gods did this. Like, okay, so they give Iyanu a choice where it's like, you can either use the source, and pretty much you could come home with me, your mother, to African heaven. I don't know what their version of the plane of the gods is. The plane of the gods, and you'll just have to let everyone here die, or you can use the source to stop that'll help burn away all of the corrupted. And you'll save the day, but you'll lose me, your mother, who you just met and just now found out existed, forever. And I'm just like, what god made this failsafe? Like, why? Like, why did you make this? Why are you doing this to a child? What dumbass god did this? It's like, oh yes, we're putting a rule here. We're putting a rule here. You can't. She either has to choose to come with and let everything that we're kind of fighting for die, or I guess maybe it's the idea like the false chosen wouldn't have done it. But no, because that would only work on her. And, like, as far as we know, like, that is her actual mother. It's, like, a false version. So, like, I am so confused about that. But also, while they're having the whole fight thing, the bad guy takes over the brother, floats over. The one dude with the slingshot throws a rock at him. He's like, I'm gonna take down a god with a rock! And the god goes, no. And like, okay. And maybe the whole god thing also with Iyanu, maybe it'll be brought up later. I don't think it will, because the writing so far has not seemed like it would back that. Because like, okay, I've been watching the Mystery of Dragon Prince and Mystery of Erebos, which honestly you could omit Dragon Prince, because Dragon Prince really has no weight in this story whatsoever at this point. But in that one, like, you understand, like, the gods or like the celestial elves or whatever, like, aren't the greatest, and that's why they would put like some weird failsafes or stuff like that. It's like, I don't know why they did that. I don't know why they did that for this. Anyways, I'm trying to think. Iyanu and okay, so basically, so again, remember, they blew out the bridge. The bad guy had to float over to make sure he could like get over so he could fight them, because he's trying to get to Iyanu to stop all this shit. And then, so again, they blew out the bridge to stop the bad guys, so the armies couldn't get across and all this shit. Okay? Remember that. Then we have this.
To put an end to the boy who would be king.
First off, I don't know if you could hear that, but this guy said, this is his voice acting. No! And I think I put more actual emotion into that than he did.
Now, to put an end to the boy who would be king.
And it turns out, oh my god, his cousin who was originally trying to kill him or whatever, stepped in the way to make amends. He jumps in the way to take the hit. But we don't see him jump in the way, and then he had that weird, no! Oh! But on top of all that, how did he get across? Because they blew out the bridge. So he shouldn't have been able to get... Has he been waiting in the background this entire time, waiting for the moment till he'll jump in front of this thing. What? I don't know. How? But yeah, and then he dies. He says he was sorry. And leaves the throne pretty much to him. That corrupted run amok. They leave everyone stuck there. Mom gives her a choice. They say they're sorry, but they also can't really touch each other. If the big twist is the gods are actually just aliens, that'd be kind of funny. But so anyways, Iyanu feels sad, and then on top, and then like the mom also like says, like Iyanu says, I have to save my friends because I got to, and pretty much grabs the source. It starts healing the corruption, and then her mom's like, I can't be with you, but here's your dad's bow, which I'm just like, okay, now she has a dad's, it's nothing against her having parents. Actually, it is against her having parents. Like, why not just make her, like, just a creation of the gods? Like, kind of like Wonder Woman. Like, where she, like, technically she has a mother, but, like, they made her, like, out of clay, and then the gods all gave their gifts to the clay baby, and that's what then created Wonder Woman. Why not make it like that, where Iyanu is, like, a living failsafe if evil or corruption happens? But yeah, and then she gets her dad's god bow. And with the god bow, she gets a god armored form, which I ain't gonna lie, looks pretty sick. That's a pretty, like, that's some armored shit that I draw, because I love the armored bits where it's just like, pauldrons, armored chest, the side skirting and the arm bits, but then like everything else is still like cloth. I like this. This I really like. I honestly would have liked if they would have done more designs of this for like the guards and something like that. Like, I get it for the gods specifically, but like, give them at least like silver versions or something. And then like Iyanu gets like this cool godlike golden with all the golden shiny lines and shit. But yeah, she gets a god form with a super god bow. This dude just straight becomes Battle Cat now. Like, it's not even a joke. He became Battle Cat. African Battle Cat. Black Cat. No. So, and also, like, he also has handlebars, so he can roll. She can ride like a motorcycle. And also, apparently, the world will just open the way for her to go. Like, light shines. Now the rocks move, I guess. But yeah, she comes in here with Battle Cat, and let me see. Is it right here? Oh man, I can't remember where it is, but at one point, someone hits her and he just frickin' ragdolls across the screen. It's really funny.
Is that Iyanu?
I feel like they should have waited with the armor bit and be like, here's like your thing, and like, then just cut, like, here's your, this bow or whatever, and then just cut to, and like maybe see Iyanu shining, and then cut back to this, fighting everything, and that's where, like, you see the fighting, like, the evil's about to come in, that's where you see the blast of energy, and then you see a golden light run by, and like, is that Iyanu? And then you see her in the freaking golden armor and shit. Aura farm the shit out of it.
That armor is incredible.
And I guess the armor is, like, and I ain't gonna lie, I kind of like the idea of, like, if her super form is the armor. Like, that's very different, I think. Where instead of it being, inner form. Like, it forms, like, this armor over. It also reminds me of the armor that Yugi has in the Capsule Monsters arc? Question mark? Spinoff? It looks pretty sick. She says she's sorry. They start using, magic powers. Big battle happens. This guy creates 2 giant panther paws. And watch this. Can you see what's wrong with that? I know you're wondering. Okay, so it's supposed to be these big paws are coming to squish them, but they're in front of them. They're not in between it. Like, they layered it wrong. They needed these 2 in front of it, and then the paws behind it to make it kind of at least look like it was going to crush them. But they didn't do that, and they put the paws in front, so it looks like this dumbass just missed entirely. Like, oh, so Iyanu's like, wow, look, he completely missed. Because it's supposed to be like this, but instead it's like this. And it's like, what the hell? And Iyanu stops him from clapping with his giant paws. Also, was that his... Like, Iyanu said, like, oh, like, don't tell him that I did that too. And it's like, wait, has that been a catchphrase? I completely missed it. That was like a catchphrase he's been saying.
She wasn't choosing.
That's pretty funny.
What?
That is pretty funny that, like, yeah, he's the one guy who's saying, like, he didn't believe she was the chosen.
I knew she wasn't choosing.
For all the show's faults, it does have its funny moments.
What?
I guess that's where a commercial will usually be. Then he just summons corrupted, weird things. I don't know. And then here's where they ran out of budget. So here's some stop motion, here's some freeze frames kind of shit. They ran out of the budget animation, and they used it all up on the 2 big dudes kicking each other, doing unnecessary flips. Which I will say, like, those things can still be done well, and it still looked pretty cool, but also it does feel a bit like, this is the final fight, why are you doing it for this one?
Disgusting beast.
Nobody calls Echo disgusting.
I like that he's protective of Ekon, but also on that same note, I guess, cool 360, like, you not like him now, I guess? I don't know. Oh yeah, kicks the shit. Again, like, I feel like some things are missing here. Like, this should have been where all the animation should have went to. Also, are those fighting constructs? Like, she's just making her armor glow, and, like, she's doing, like, I guess some kicks. It's still cool. Like, it's cool seeing her be able to do this, but, like... Oh, wait, is it here? And all these guys are like, really? That's what we were afraid of? The sucker just ragdolled across the sky. Ah, shit, I didn't even do that.
Those fighting constructs. She's tapping into her supernatural abilities.
Ah! And they wait and watch for a minute. That shit's hilarious. So anyways... That looks sick. I love that arbor so much. They beat him. See, look, he doesn't look all like armored space-like. Also, Iyanu, not Aang. Iyanu was told, kill, and Iyanu said, I'm gonna kill.
Again, he's vulnerable in his spirit form.
She nuked his ass. It still escaped in an evil crow, but, you know, didn't nuke his ass. He's tried to.
Is it over?
It seems over. Everyone's like, wow, the armor's cool. Her bow also could retract in. I'm like, that's a cool ass bow, I ain't gonna lie.
I would love to hear we can relax for the rest of our lives. Stop that! Sorry, Iyanu. It's just that we haven't seen divine armor in 500 years.
You must always ask permission before touching someone's armor.
And I'm guessing the armor must be tied to the bows, and that's when it appeared.
No,
I don't know.
can you make it come back?
I don't know.
At last!
And then pretty much everyone's happy. This seems to stop it. These two might go out together.
Oh, what are the chances we...
The corruption cures, and all the animals are like, well, that was weird. Guess we'll just all leave now. See that gorilla with the scar? What is his story? I want to know. They're like, well, we're leaving, and also growing smaller as we go through that door, because those elephants are way bigger on this side than they are on that side.
The Chosen has saved us all.
Sure.
I am sorry.
This guy goes to jail. They say how they're sorry about the king. They're, I guess, a happier family now. They rebuild the river town. She makes a stew for Iyanu and says, like, you'll be home someday. And then Iyanu's, like, watching over the city?
Yes, it does feel like a lifetime ago.
Also, Iyanu is like R2, like Anakin and R2-D2, where she could just now understand Ekon. Which I'm like, when did that happen? When was this established? I thought the whole thing was like she couldn't understand him until like later. But like once they're going up the mountain, I guess maybe her power's just gotten strong enough now because of the trials.
Let's get down from here, Echo. The tree of freedom awaits, where we can get some answers about the Age of Wonders.
What answers? What are you asking? What are you looking for now? Did I miss a step? I'm confused. And then we also like we see the deep, the people of the deep, and like they're cutting down trees, and this one lady comes and punches it, which I guess is the lady that the big dude was so scared of this whole time. And we see she has a ring and it's glowing, on one hand, like I like this. Okay, so assuming like the next season, even though I don't think there's gonna be a next season. If there is a next season, it's gonna be 100% because there was a contract already made. I feel like. Because, like I said, this story has potential, don't get me wrong, but I do feel like they didn't necessarily bring their A game for a lot of this, or maybe it was just underfunded, or I don't know what happened, but like I do feel like there's some things missing here that should have been like ironed out maybe beforehand, or maybe the crew just wasn't as experienced enough yet, I don't know. But pretty much, main big guy comes back. He's like, I'm sorry this happened to that. And they're like, well, actually, wait. What did she say? Also, yeah, I'll get to that in a minute.
My queen, I regret to inform you that we were unable to capture the Chosen. However, she has freed the land of the curse.
She's only cleared the path for the destruction of Elu. And the rise of the people of the deep.
I'm confused. I know I've already said that multiple times, but why are you called the Deep? Is it because, like, you live deep in the forest? Because I first thought it was, like, maybe they're, like, Atlanteans. Or they come from the deep. But no, I guess not. But also, again, so let's go back to this. Because there's the golden staff there, and then there's also, like, her golden ring. Which I'm guessing because... Okay, this isn't making any sense either now. But I'm guessing this ring is God armor. Like they saw, like, we haven't seen God armor in 500 years. And, like, I'm guessing maybe the ring, along with, like, that golden staff she has, are both, like, God armor or weapons and stuff. Which, it'd be cool. Like, that's kind of cool. Like, maybe you should have followed up with that more. Like, maybe, I don't know, like, those golden weapons and stuff like that are, like, mystical weapons that they need to collect, or, like, God weapons they need to collect to fight off the corrupted, because the corrupted have some kind of protection on them, like, and only a specific armor or like, God weapons can hurt it, unless you're the chosen one. Like, there's so many ideas. Okay, I guess hindsight 2020, but there are so many ideas here where I'm like, there's some cool things. Like, yeah, I could see this. Like, obviously, like, God weapons probably give enhancements to whoever wears them. But again, there's also bits right now where I'm thinking, like, okay, there's God armor or celestial armor or whatever that. Why doesn't Iyanu's mom have or wearing any of that when she sees her? It's that, and it's like, that's a new God armor they developed. But there's that, or like the fallen guy, like, he has no God armor on him. Like, maybe you had made the lantern like that gold or something. And like, I like the idea of, like, oh, cool, like, these items are gonna be, like, you know, a big thing next, and, like, I kind of want to read the graphic novel to see, but also on that same note, like, for 500 years, the corrupted have really been this bad? Like, where humanity could... Actually, it's not even that bad. What am I saying? Like, it's only bad, like, I don't need, like, it's not. Like, they're just regular animals. Like, I'm trying to think, like, the only settlement that actually gets attacked by the corrupted is literally the one where it has the walls to protect humanity. Every other place, whether it be the Riverlands place, apparently the Deep, the Sacred Mountain, the Source, like, none of those places are ever attacked by the corrupted. Yeah, traveling in between them, there was, like, some fighting, but, like, there was no corruption there. Like, there was no fighting the corrupted there. Like, I am so confused on, like, I feel like the corrupted should have been a bigger part of this, or given, like, some kind of better upgrade to it. Like, it's, in a sense, it's kind of a reverse Game of Thrones, where, like, the zombie infection plague is the lesser evil, and the major evil is the politics of, like, the other groups and everything, and fighting a war against humanity. It's like, what? That feels weird. Like, I feel like it should be the other way around. But, okay. I don't know. In the end, I'll say, I did like watching this, I'm not gonna say, like, this is better than, and, like, honestly, I'm watching through Dragon Prince right now when I'm on the treadmill, and that one, honestly, it, as a kind of an Avatar-esque story too, held the main character is voiced by Sokka, that one I feel like, at least in some bits, makes a little bit more sense. Or makes more sense than a lot of the shit that's kind of happening in here. And, like, I feel like the jokes are better in that as fact as well. Like, I don't know, maybe this is kind of the reason why a lot of shows now are CGI versus animated, which sucks. I love animated, like 2D animated, but it does feel like the budget that was given for this show wasn't enough for the vision they were trying to do, which sucks. Like, if anything, maybe if they, I don't know, because I don't know if CGI would, see, you know what, no, CGI probably would have been better for this one. Like, if they would have kept it where the backgrounds were still drawn, like kind of Dragon Prince in a sense, where the backgrounds are drawn, but the characters are CGI, it allows you to, it allows you to have more areas without having to, like, CGI everything, which is honestly probably one of the best ways you could do a CGI show. This one, I feel like maybe it just needed more budget into it or something. It obviously looks like it's missing some budget, which is it feels like it's either restricting it or like they just didn't know where to put the money for the budget. Because again, like, it's weird, like, how the chibi things came in, like, what, 5 episodes later? When, like, it should have been, like, episode 1 with, like, the specific jokes they were doing. And I'm gonna, I keep saying I'm going to, but I'm gonna read the graphic novel to see how they kind of get it done. Because maybe it's different in the books, how it's written down and everything, because it does feel off. But again, and like, I don't know, it feels weird for how it kind of went. I'm interested to kind of see how that ring is, but also what the ring, like the god armor and web stuff is. But at this point, I'm gonna read the book because I don't think it's actually gonna, I don't think there's going to be a season 2 unless they had a contract deal that they were going to make 2 seasons. Because I have not heard a peep about this show. Other than Styro telling me about a show, I've not heard a peep about this. Which I think, like I would definitely say don't go on social media. But social media with stuff like this or shows like that, if it starts making a buzz where like you could see it everywhere on social media, there's a good chance like it's going to be popular for either good or bad reasons. And Iyanu, I have not heard anything about it, like, at all. Like, I heard about Unicorn Eternal, that show, what I can't remember the title. I've heard about that through social media faster than I've heard about Iyanu right now, which kind of sucks. I did hear about Iyanu, I think, when the comic first came out, like a few years ago. But other than that, I have not heard anything about it. I do feel like it needs to use its money more wisely if they are going to get another season. I feel like it needs to focus on other specific things other than stuff like, I get it. The book does have scenes where you're following the court and all that, but also I don't think you should have done that, or it should have been much more limited than what it was. We should have gotten way more time focusing on the main characters, interacting with each other, than we did cutting back to its town that really just like, oh, okay, the corrupted are going to attack. But then even then, when the corrupted attack, it's just like, they're regular animals. Why is it scary? I don't understand. And then like, I kind of understand the ostrich suddenly shooting fire, but that seems to be something like after the fact. Because even when I read in the book where it brings up the corrupted. And also, again, Iyanu saying, like, I always wanted to meet my mom and dad. It's like, did you? And I do like the scene where she remembers, like, her being found, like, her mom putting her in the tree, and then Alori pulling her out of it. And I'm like, I like that, showing that Alori is, you know, her actual mom in this sense. At least the mother who raised her. The city of Ilu. Let me see. Yorubaland. Wait, Yorubaland? Wait, is that the Riverland? Throughout the story, we have seen the term Yoruba land used to refer to the region of the world our story takes place in. Oh, it's Africa. Though this is a fictional story, the heavy influence of geography, culture, names, location, costumes, food, and humor more or way of the Yoruba people. It is, however, important to highlight that some of the liberties have been taken to make the story independent. For example, our version of Yoruba land is different in terms of geography. That being said, we have gone to extreme length to keep the overall spirit of the Yoruba people intact so as to not disrespect the culture in any way. In fact, Yoruba people are an African ethnic group that inhabit Western Africa, mainly Nigeria, Benin. Yoruba also happens to be one of the three major tribes, Hasawa and Igno being the other two in Nigeria. Let me see, where's it? I know at some point they talk about the corrupted. I think I missed it. The corrupt, yeah. The corrupt. After the curse of the fallen, all animals have become exponentially more aggressive. They now seek to kill humans at all costs. Aside from the obvious dangers, attacks from these animals, especially predators, the curse also renders their meat inedible to humans. Eating meat from cursed is basically a death sentence. This makes rare, purified livestock, thanks to the help of the Ogoni, a luxury only a few can afford. Then why did they kill the Ogoni? Wait, why did they kill the Ogoni if the Ogoni literally have to purify their livestock so they could eat? What? Okay. And then they threw the last Ogoni in jail? Wouldn't the city just starve then? Okay, whatever. Fun fact, the one exception to the curse is fully aquatic animals, e.g. fish. It is said that they are immune to the curse because they are not required to breathe the contaminated air other land-dwelling animals do. We're going to pretend that water doesn't need air so to mix in with it so that the fish can breathe. We're just going to pretend that's not how that works. Any case, the corrupted aren't anything special. I don't know. Also, I just realized you probably can't even see the ring. But, in any case, the show has great ideas. I think it is a pretty decent... It has a cool story, and I want to read this to see how it was originally supposed to be told. But it definitely... The animation is where a big part of it's lacking, along with the story's pacing. I do feel like they should have taken some liberties and just not cut back to the city. If anything, they could have... If anything, what they should have done was strictly focus on Iyanu meeting her new friends and, her story, with meeting her new friends, allies, and all this stuff. And then maybe when Olori meets up with the captain or whatever, or when they eventually get to the Sacred Mountain or whatever, they give a background of everything that kind of happened. Oh, this is what happened. And then we have maybe one episode where we follow one of the characters, or we follow Olori escaping, and she kind of hears everything that's going on and the stuff that's going to happen and all this stuff. So that way we then now know oh shit, the city's now in danger too. Something along those lines where it's slowly hinted at what's happening in the city, but it's never fully shown. And again, just make the corrupted an actual threat. I don't know. In either case, the movie, the show was fine. I would like to have seen this story done a little bit better told, but yeah, it was alright. I don't know. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Go check out the videos I've done. Links are on Facebook, good runs are on there somewhere. Check out all my other videos. Hopefully enjoy this, and we will. See you later. I don't know why, I just want to keep messing with these these little figures. These little dragon figures.